The Tenchi Bridge arc might just be the worst arc in all of Naruto. I know taste is subjective and some of you may feel differently, and to be fair, there are some series highlights that do stand out. However, the negatives far outweigh the positives in my opinion. Not only was I left feeling unsatisfied at the end of the arc, it's also the arc that I'm least excited to revisit whenever Naruto discussions or reactions are taking place. I think the best way I could describe this arc is wasted potential, which is unfortunate for multiple reasons. One, this is only the second arc of Naruto Shippuden. I personally thought the Kazekage rescue arc was an incredible reintroduction to the series and its characters, and it was a shame that the subsequent arc could not improve on that trajectory. It only ruins the momentum of the series, and right when it's getting started. And two, this arc easily had the potential to be top 5 if it didn't handicap itself at every possible turn. The choice to sideline Kakashi was initially an interesting one. Introducing characters like Yamato and Sai were intriguing and admittedly had narrative merit that did improve the world building and parallel some themes between Team 7. But setup and execution are two totally different things. The focus on Sai really ends up weighing the arc down as we feel the drag when exploring his backstory and motivations. And Yamato's only purpose is to suppress the Nine Tails should it run amok. Outside of that singular purpose, he's a pretty boring character. Though his connection to Orochimaru is interesting, it's not nearly enough to compensate for a Kakashi trade-off. Speaking of Kakashi, his presence here is definitely missed. Team 7's reunion feels largely underwhelming because Team 7 isn't fully assembled. Kakashi is absent. Naruto is weakened from his battle with Orochimaru after transforming into the Four Tails, so he can't even put up a decent fight against Sasuke. And Sakura is just standing there while everybody is getting dog-walked by Sasuke, which I will touch on later. But back to Kakashi. Adding him into this arc would have made literally everything better. His rivalry with Kabuto, which was set up throughout all of Part 1, could have been explored more here, and perhaps we could have gotten an actual fight between them. Kakashi doesn't often get a chance to fight against characters that are just as cunning, tactical, precise, and analytical as he is, so this would have been a fight that really encompassed what two ninjas battling at the peak of their skill level could actually look like. And those are the Naruto fights that tend to be the most interesting, entertaining, and best representative of what the series has to offer. Orochimaru and Kabuto mocking Kakashi and throwing his failure over Sasuke in his face would have been the type of smarmy and delicious cruelty that we love from these two antagonists, and I would have loved to see Naruto and Sakura defend their sensei against these taunts. As for Sakura, I actually think this may have been her worst moment in the series in terms of how she's written, and that's because of the wasted opportunities. Coming off of an epic battle with Sasori in which she was the undisputed MVP of the entire Kazekage rescue arc, Sakura felt reborn as a character. Not only had she inherited the raw power and medical skills of the 5th Hokage, a legendary Sannin, she managed to develop antidotes that healed the Kazekage's brother. She also helped inspire Chiyo, an elder of the Hidden Sand, to invest in the next generation of shinobi after she had claimed to have severed all attachments to the ninja world. And she even played a quintessential role in defeating an Akatsuki member, the first in the series to do so. She really put in work the entire arc. And that's why it's such a shame that this is where her character peaked. It's really all downhill from here. She gets immediately knocked unconscious in humiliating fashion right as the first major battle begins. And while that doesn't bother me because I still think it works contextually and narratively, it feels like a precursor to what's coming next. What's even worse is how invisible and non-existent she seemed to be during the Sasuke confrontation. This could have been a defining moment for her, to showcase just how much she had changed by fighting against Sasuke. Now let's be honest, Sakura wouldn't have been able to even lay a finger on Sasuke at this point, but showcasing her monster strength or even having him acknowledge how much chakra she has concentrated in her fist when she was approaching him would have been better than what we got. And Sasuke most definitely should have been shown reacting to how powerful Sakura had become during their time apart. And to twist the emotional blade even further, you can have Sasuke giving a rather snide and patronizing compliment by acknowledging how strong she is, but only because she no longer has any distractions and can finally focus on her skills as a kunoichi. He'd say that Sakura should be grateful that he left. He'd probably express how strong a goal can make someone and draw parallels between Sakura's goals to bring him back to the Leaf Village and his own goal to kill Itachi, because both goals made them as strong as they are right now. I also would have liked Sakura to play Sai's role in this scene. Instead of Sai coming to Naruto's defense and blocking the blade Sasuke was aiming at Naruto's back, it should have been Sakura. It would have been great to see Sakura defending Naruto and having the inner strength to call out Sasuke for abandoning his close friend. And though some of those elements are present here, they're minor and barely worth mentioning. Kakashi and Sasuke also should have had a series-defining battle here of master and former student. Their battle in the 5 Kage Summit arc was very underwhelming. For me, it comes too late in the series, and Sasuke's mental state is so far gone that they barely have any meaningful interaction. Sasuke being weakened after battling the 5 Kage here doesn't bother me as much, just because the gap in raw power is so crazy between them at this point, but I do think that them fighting in the Tenchi Bridge arc would have been much more fitting. Watching master and student, two geniuses with a Sharingan, two shinobi who experienced the cruelty of the shinobi world and took different paths, reunite for an epic battle, it would have been great to see. And it would have been interesting seeing Sasuke's reaction to Kakashi using Kamui at this point in the series. It's something that I'm sure would intrigue Orochimaru as well, especially since Itachi was so shocked to discover that Kakashi had awakened it. I can definitely see all of them putting a little bit more respect on Kakashi's name after he opens a portal into another dimension. As for Naruto, as much as I would have liked to see a proper fight between him and Sasuke, or at least more than what we got, I don't really see the point of it taking place here. Sasuke is so far ahead of Naruto at this point that Naruto would need the 9 tails again to even keep up with him, and it would feel pretty redundant to bring that back out again unless they bring him up to even more tails. I won't lie, 5 tails Naruto versus Curse Mark Stage 2 Sasuke would have been a pretty epic fight, and Kakashi would likely feel immense guilt for watching 2 of his students succumb to the dark side and fight each other on these dangerous terms right in front of him. And the worst part is, Kakashi would be completely powerless to stop them because they are so far ahead of him at this point in the series. It would be incredibly frustrating for Kakashi because last time, during their fight at the Final Valley, he didn't make it there in time, but now they're right in front of him, but he's powerless to do anything. Sakura would also be broken witnessing Naruto go berserk again, and I think it'll be interesting seeing her reaction to Sasuke's curse mark form for the first time. I will say it's important for Naruto to feel completely outclassed by Sasuke at this point in the series though, because it needs to kickstart his training in the following arc. So even with the help of the 9 tails, he just has to lose this fight from a narrative standpoint. There's probably other things that could have been changed and tweaked here and there to make this arc even better, but in terms of just fixing the major problems I had, this is pretty much the direction I would have liked to see things go in. But that does it for this video. How do you guys feel about the Tenchi Bridge arc? Do you think it's perfect as is? Or should they have gone in a different direction? Also, do you think Kakashi should have been present for this arc? Leave your thoughts down below. Please leave a like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.